Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English podcast. I'm Oliver, and today we are going to be talking about spring. So, spring has sprung, we can say. It looks like it has just started. And to be honest, today, where I live, the last couple of days have been really nice. Good weather, some nice blue skies, and it really feels like spring has started. So we're going to talk about spring, which I think is one of the most beautiful and exciting times of the year. Depending on where you live, the arrival of spring can bring about some warmer weather, some flowers as well, nice plants, and of course, my favourite thing, longer days, longer daylight hours. So just having the sun for more time. And we're also going to look at how some different cultures celebrate the start of spring. And also why we sometimes start to feel happier and more energetic in springtime. So I think it's quite an interesting topic today. So let's get started. First off, if perhaps spring is a new word to you, it is one of the 4 seasons. Comes after winter and before summer. So in most parts of the world, in many parts, it begins in March time and lasts until June. But the exact date really depends on whether you use the astronomical or meteorological calendar. Now, a difficult word here is astronomical. So, astronomical means related to the stars, planets, and space. The astronomical start of spring happens on the spring equinox, when the day and the night are almost the same length. And in 2025, this will happen on March 20th in the northern part of the world. So we will have almost equal daylight to nighttime. So there we go. And the other is, according to sort of the weather calendar with temperatures and that type of thing. So now that spring has arrived, what are some signs that we usually see around this time of year that show us that spring has pulled up, it has arrived, and it's saying, hey guys, I'm back. No more winter. The first sign is longer days and more sunshine. So during the winter, one thing I really hate is how short the days are. It seems dark all the time when you wake up for work and when you're going home. And this lack of daylight can make you or start to make you feel quite tired, quite lethargic, and maybe just not as happy. But in springtime, we can notice the days start getting longer. The sun sets later, which means there's more time to enjoy the daylight. And this extra sunlight can make us feel happier and more energetic. So energetic means full of energy. And of course, it starts to get a little bit warmer too. In the wintertime, of course, it's colder. There's less sunlight. Temperatures are lower. And into spring, it isn't hot, but it's definitely warmer, which I like. And you can start doing some more activities outdoors because it doesn't feel so cold. And then the flowers and the trees start growing. So just looking at those trees and plants and how they open up and start to bloom. And blooming is when a flower opens up and grows. So you can see this blooming everywhere in springtime. And not only are the plants waking up and coming back to life, but so are lots of animals. Some animals, like bears and hedgehogs, they sleep all winter. They hibernate. So we call this state hibernation, when they sleep during the winter time. But when the spring arrives, they wake up and start looking for food. And birds, they also return from their migration. Migration is when animals, especially birds, they move from one place to another, usually because of the weather. So for example, in the wintertime, they will go somewhere hotter. And in the summertime, they might go somewhere colder so that they can be at comfortable, nice climates and temperatures. So, one of all of these different things, they can really affect our mood. They can affect our mental health, our activities, and what we do. Have you ever noticed yourself feeling happier in the springtime? Or maybe you've actually noticed other people looking a little bit happier too. And there's some scientific reasons for this. More sunlight, of course, can equal more happiness in some ways. Sunlight helps our bodies to produce serotonin. Serotonin is a chemical in your brain, and it makes you feel good and positive. And that's why sometimes in winter we can feel a little bit more tired and sad. And when spring comes back, we start to feel more energy and motivation. And that motivation is that feeling of wanting to do something and also having the energy to actually do it. And of course, when we are spending more time outside, we're in fresh air and nature. And this is proven to reduce stress and make us calmer. calmer. I know that when it comes to springtime, I start to go for more walks and maybe to more nature places and just spend a bit more time outside. In the wintertime, it's harder. It's harder to get yourself out of the house, to go into the cold, and to go somewhere for a walk or spend time in nature. And I understand that a lot of people feel that. So they spend more time sitting inside with a movie, with the TV, with that type of thing. And that's okay too. But it is nice to get back outdoors and start to feel a little bit more one with nature, we can say. Okay, so also one thing I've noticed around springtime is that for many people it can seem like a fresh start, new beginnings. And in some cultures it can be time for spring cleaning. And that is when you clean your homes and you start to get rid of old things that you don't need. You have a fresh start. So spring cleaning, this is a tradition where people deep clean their homes in the springtime to start fresh for the rest of the year. I know that after winter, sometimes we can have a lot of, unnecessary extra stuff. Maybe we've gained some weight in the winter time with staying indoors and eating more food. Maybe we have bought more items online and suddenly our house seems cluttered with too much stuff cluttered. And we want to just restart, make everything fresh, and go again for the rest of the year. Okay, so with spring coming now, what do you want to do in spring? For me, if I think about some of the things I am looking forward to doing more, it's things like going for a walk and enjoying seeing those changes of the blooming flowers, the growing plants, and really just taking advantage of all that extra sunlight during the day. Of course, I'm still going to be inside sometimes. I have to record these podcasts, of course, and make this stuff to help you guys learn English. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, check the link in the description below. You can sign up for a free weekly English newsletter. It's an email that will get sent to you once a week, with some English tips and a little message from me. And also, if you sign up for this completely free, you will get a short lesson sent to you about British slang, English slang. And it's totally free. You can just download it and access it after you sign up. And of course, if you want more advanced lessons this spring and you would like to take your English listening to the next level on more complicated topics about science, politics, etc., you can check out the Patreon link below. And every week I post an advanced bonus episode. But of course, you don't have to do any of these things. But I really do hope that you make the most of springtime. Enjoy yourself. Maybe try doing something new, a new hobby. Spend more time outside and really enjoy all of these changes. Spring is such a wonderful season. It's a time of growth, renewal, and fresh starts. No matter where you are in the world, I hope you try to get some sunshine, if there is any. You get to enjoy some flowers and plants, and the longer and hopefully warmer days soon too. So a little challenge for you. In the next few days, I want you to try to describe spring in English. Even right now, if you want to do it. So comment a few sentences about what you like about this season. Do you like spring? Do you celebrate it in any way? How would you describe this season? You can write anything you want about spring, but do try. Try to do it, please. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Goodbye.